Welcome back. This is AC taking you through Divinity Original Sin. So let's talk to this guy.
Now there's an idea with a ring to it.
Hopefully these people can be quiet.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
May your sword never sully, and your shield never shatter.
Let's discuss the missing bloodstone.
The bloodstones are the reason we came here in the first place. The conduit has need of star stones imbued with human blood, so she can create her death knights. Both the Brotherhood and the orcs were given their share of stones, and we filled them to the brim with blood, then stored them for the conduit to collect when she returns from Phantom Forest. Last night, though, someone raided this very building and disappeared with our stones. They were being guarded by Garrick Giantbane, a son of the mountain had entrusts with my life. Grutilda says he ran off with the bloodstones, that he is a betrayer to the cause of Immaculates. But I know this to be untrue. The orcs stole the stones. Of that I'm certain. Grutilda is hatching some plan, and we'll all be in dire straits indeed if it comes to fruition. Those stones make her powerful. Too powerful. We need them back. But every orc eyes us peak dwellers with suspicion. That is why I ask of you to find proof. Proof that it was an orc that did the deed. Once I have it, I have a reason to assault the orcs without risking the wrath of the conduit. She'll not stand for theft among Immaculates. So find me that proof, and we'll slaughter the orcs together.
Who are you?
I am Jahrl Wooddockson, father among brothers, son among the mountains. Me and mine hail from the snow-capped heights of Tanaroth, the very thrones of the world. Our lives are devoted to the hunt. Every town and every city we find we plunder, and burn and put to the sword. Sacrifices are they all to the might of the mountains, tokens of reverence to the power of the peaks. Gods we have plenty, of war, of death and of victory. But now, a goddess we have too. Aye, we have seen the workings of Bloodstone, and loyal are we to she who unites in blood. By the teeth of Jahrl Wolfjaw, as immaculate shall we rule the world.
What is your purpose here in Hunter's Edge?
The conduit asked us to do what we do best. Invade and destroy. She set us on our way with a store of starstones, ready to be charged and, once made into bloodstones, sent to you folks in the mines of Luculla. We didn't know Grutilda's dogs had beat us there by a half day, but no matter. There were still plenty of strays to be caught and bled by the time we arrived. Now all that's left is finding a way into the wizard's house. The conduit's looking for something inside. Now we're here waiting for further orders from the conduit herself. She's gone into the Phantom Forest nearby, but we expect to hear from her shortly. I only hope we'll have the matter of the missing bloodstones sorted by then. I'll not have a soul saying we're the mountain failed to follow through.
About the orcs.
I'll open with 5 big ones.
I'll call and raise you.
Tell me more about the leader of the orcs.
Grutilda is worshipped like a goddess by her troops, and she rules like a deity too. All-knowing, all-powerful and merciless. She's smart and ruthless. Truly an opponent to be feared. Exactly the kind of opponent I like. The conduit was wise to go to the orcs with promises of allegiance, for they are a force that few in Rivellon can withstand. But she also knows that the pact cannot last. She's well aware the orcs will eventually go their own way, be they sworn Immaculates or not. She needn't fear them, of course. The conduit is constructing an army of warriors even the orcs behold with dread. But it is we brothers of the mountains that may have to bear the brunt of their onslaught when things go sour. Grutilda knows the pact was never meant to last. She understands she's being used as a battering ram, as a tool to breach the gates and clear the path to triumph, only to be discarded by its operators when the true prize is in sight. She knows, and she's plotting her revenge. I can see it in those feral eyes of hers. She's surrounded by her elite. She whispers poisonous orders in the ears of her vile rat herder. No, it's no coincidence all her bloodstones have gone missing. By the hammer of Fjord Alkmount, I just know she's planning a nightmare. For her dreams and our tethers to suffer. And with the spine breaker at her side, it's a terrible nightmare she's concocted.
You mentioned the rat herder.
Oh, aye. An orc so vile it has taken rats for pets. They swarm about him like fleas do the rest of his kind, but even they eye him with disgust. Nevertheless, it's my belief that unlike the other males among the orcs, he's no fool. He's a spy, a discoverer of secrets. Right now he's looking for the lost wizard servants, and gods protect them if he finds them. We would merely kill him. That rat lover, on the other hand. Where we go, death is the horror that looms behind us. Where he goes, death is a mercy always out of reach.
Who is this spine breaker you mentioned?
Gratilda's hulking horrible dog. Built like a brick house and with a mind as black as pitch. There's no indignity he wouldn't inflict on any man, woman, or child his mistress marked. Gratilda stores him above the tavern and sends him playthings one at a time. A sentence worse than death.
About the wizard.
Cards, 3 shiny ones.
Tell me about the wizard you mentioned.
I'm gonna call it.
I don't know much about him, to be frank, and I don't care to. The conduit says he's in possession of an artifact she needs, which is why we've been trying to gain entry to his house. But by the boots of our troll tramper, the key hasn't been forged yet that will unfasten the magical seals that encase that bedeviled sorcerer's abode.
Let's discuss the wizard's servants.
The deal is this. When we attacked Hunter's Edge, we and the orcs had the village completely surrounded to ensure no one could escape. The plan was a good one, for only some blacksmith and his wife managed to flee after their little demon of a pet bit an orc's arm off. The wizard and his servants eluded us, but we know that the servants at least are still hiding somewhere around town. We need to find those damn people so they can tell us how to gain entry to the wizard's house. My men have been searching the village non-stop, and the orcs have put their rat herder on the job. But we also have some surviving villagers holed up down in the cellar. An orc torturer, courtesy of Gratilda, has been trying to find out where the servants are hiding, but has no finesse whatsoever, and almost instantly kills his victims. We've offered to do it for him, but Gratilda remains adamant he's the best of the best. Maybe you'd have better luck, though, if you're up for a spot of torture.
This wizard must be Xandalin. Thankfully, these bloodthirsty brutes haven't found him yet.
Let's hope we catch up with him before they do.
Great grim gods, comrade. The spine breaker. Norok, he's called. He's the bleeding brute. The green-faced gargoyle who... I must face him. Face him and destroy him before he can claim another victim.
Go on.
When we meet this Norok, we'll make him pay for what he's done. Be patient, we can't blow our cover over a personal vendetta.
Too rich for my blood.
That's right, there will be a time for vengeance, but that time isn't now. I wish they would stop talking.
Nice hand of cards.
Personal vendetta. Is that what you call aiming to smite a monster whose own name is Spinebreaker? Comrade, I want that orc to pay for what he's done, but I also want to save his future victims from the fate I've seen firsthand.
Yeah, there's one thing I don't like about this is there's so many
I could do with a...
I need a drink.
so many people talking over each other. Just gets
Just had a long bath.
too noisy.
By order of the... my augur's flame kindles at your approach.
We've talked to him already.
I'm overheating here.
Heating up.
Well, well. What do we have here? Phew, reinforcements. No need for a supple young kitten like yourself here. My rats will find the villagers in no time at all.
Tell me about yourself.
Do you pretend not to know me, child? Surely you stare into my left eye each time you admire the full moon. But play coy if you will. The All-Mother called me here to find a certain tiny herd of sheep missing from her flock. Ah, the wolfish shepherd woman, she. I am world-renowned for my ability to search and to find. Why, you might ask, feigning ignorance so that you might hear more of my lilting voice. Rats. Rats are always the answer. There's no hole they won't find, no stench that can deter them. No, there is no hiding from a rat, and so there is no hiding from me. I raise them, train, and lead them. I am their king, and my subjects will find those hidden villages in no time at all.
What can you tell me about your rats?
Something must have startled them. Was it you, traitor? What did you tell them? I swear, I can explain!
So he knows the rats have died now.
See that last bloody cat?
Posted.
Fine, I'll check.
So let's check the orc base.
Oi! The All-Mother says small bones can enter, does she? The All-Mother! Tell her to stay in the warehouse. Tell the All-Mother you've got a problem with her judgment if you feel so strongly about it. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Been gunning for my post since the beginning. Damn your post! You only got the right side because the All-Mother felt sorry for you! Who do you think he was? Is he one of them, those little spits looking for the village? Bloody Frogskin thinks he's the king of the world because of his bloody post. I'll bloody well show him! What's that, brother? Your mother's on the bloody damn business! I'd sooner snap me on tusk off than salute that Jahrl.
So let's talk to this one, Brutilda.
Tinsa Dugong, she nearly.
Goodness. Is supper already upon us? I'd hope for something with considerably less gristle, but I suppose you'll do.
You're the leader of the orcs, are you not?
Leader. A word that hardly suffices. I lead them as far as the head leads the body. They serve me and live in service to me. I am their All-Mother, the beginning and end of their very lives. I am loved by them. I am craved by them. I choose from among them he who pleases me, and I destroy the rest. The orcs of this tribe are executors of my will, no more.
I understand you get first pick of the spoils of war.
Naturally. There are few finer pleasures than standing before the fruits of one's labor. A stack of gold, and goods to one side, and sopping sinews and bone to the other. Ah, divine. I've developed a particular affinity for tenebrium of late. The sheen of it rather pleases the eye. My boys know not to keep a shard of the stuff from me. Consider this your warning too.
What use have the orcs for this miserable town?
Miserable, you say? I quite like it. Save the altogether hideous pink apes infesting the place. But exterminating them was a rather titillating diversion, I must admit. The townsfolk here were no different from those in the north. The larger ones beg me to spare the smaller ones. The smaller ones bleat like lambs for the larger ones. Yet they each squeal just the same when you split their piggy skin from nose to navel. Yes, I dare say the wizard won't be so pleased with himself for evading us when he returns. His servant's entrails will be wreathed among his grapevines, and the rest of the villagers are already hacking away in the Tenebrium mines. Undead drones bent in service to the conduit.
Who is this wizard you seek?
Our conduit didn't describe every detail of her plan to her mold-eyed pets in the mines. Well, no matter. It hardly concerns you, unless you can break the enchantments protecting his house. But that's a matter of magic, not the erotic virtues of your mother's rot-rancid corpse. I doubt anyone from Silverglen will be of use.
The wizard's house is protected by powerful magic, it seems.
So it seems. But even the cleverest magician cannot conceal his tricks forever. The wizard may have fled, but he left a passel of servants behind. Servants I very much doubt will be immune to the charms of my screws and cleavers.
Let's discuss the wizard's missing servants.
But how very obvious! Who better than a cow to bring a frightened calf back into the herd? Surely you and that bootlicker's sensibility of yours ought to have an insight or two into where a servant might seek sanctuary. Our rat catcher, regrettably, seems to be in need of some direction in the matter.
Let's discuss your orcs. So now we can cause a bit of trouble. Let's discuss the orc who lost the armory key.
Unless you have proof that something has gone awry in the armory, I'll hardly bother with this matter.
So we might need proof for that. Did you know that an orcish soldier has fallen in love with one of Jahrl's tribesmen?
One of my boys, in love with one of Jahrl's. Perhaps the All-Mother ought to investigate this matter personally. Nothing sets an orc on the straight and narrow like the humble ear of his sovereign and sworn mistress, after all.
So we got more attitude up. Let's see what happens to these two then.
Even vermin leave behind a worthy scrap or two. I've got my eye on you, small boat. Don't talk to the small boat, brother. It only makes eating them all this pleasant later. Share it, mate, Langer. I'll win this one. Goddess is
Nearly nigh.
human haggis. Been too long.
Oh, even the All-Mother can pass this
Soaked to the skin! Look, there. Again, the lost one struts by.
Matilda gives me plenty little dears to keep myself company.
You aim so low, partner.
It never rains but it pours, eh?
You there, boy. Can it be true? You claim to love this human scum?
Love? No, All-Mother.
Big ugly brute making me do his dirty.
You, of course.
Do... Or she'll use your esophagus for a lead
All Mother, it's just... I didn't mean to. I couldn't help it.
to this affair.
Yes, All-Mother.
There, we have the truth. Very good. As for this transgression, I trust that in the last several moments you've realized your terrible error.
Yes, All-Mother. Terrible errors, never to be repeated.
And I suppose I can trust you never to so much as glance at this worm-fleshed fool again?
Yes, All-Mother, of course. The fool is he. What a fool I've been.
As I think. Good Lord, calm yourself. The All-Mother cannot tolerate such blubbering for one of her kids.
Excuse me. I'm just overcome with your kindness. Thank you, All-Mother. Thank you. Well, some say death.
Disgusting, traitorous filth.
get all the peace I need from serving the goddess. A life of peace, I say. Let the lost
So that finished him off.
live.
That's one less orc to worry
I'll
about.
add another 10 to the tally.
Look at me side, I'm out. Call. Now for the turn, guard.
There is one more guy I want to talk to.
But it pours, eh?
I've got my eye on you, small mate. Don't talk to the
Here he
small
is.
mate, brother. It only makes eating them all the less pleasant later. Amy can do it. Me?
Oh, and you immaculate face in town. What a pleasure to serve you. I've a deal running now. Double the whiskey for any and all who refrain from beating me from the neck up and the crotch down.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, I'm nobody at all. Just the old tavern keeper in this here village. Things have been busy since the orcs came, but I've never been one to complain too much. Well, especially with with my wife and kids gone. I prefer to keep my eye on the prize. Oh, whiskey, of course. No excruciatingly terrible memory a nice glass of the good stuff can't wash away.
What do you know about these orcs?
Oh, swell guys. Swollen as swell can be. I haven't a complaint in the world. Not in the wide world. Keep me busy, they do. Day and night. Night and day and night again. Well, you might imagine me a wee bit utterly exhausted, but I wouldn't have it any other way. After all, the soul-crushing night terrors can't find you if you never sleep. That's my motto.
What do you know about this village?
Well, the scenery's certainly changed in recent weeks, I'll tell you that much. Used to be a quiet sort of place. Family folks, you know. Never had much trouble, and all the less because our little town played host to a source hunter and a powerful wizard both. Can't say why we were overcome so quickly. Can't say why so many of us were cut down over those shiny stones. An immaculate like you know better than me, I suppose. Yes, I suppose an immaculate just like you might have been the one who held my son's head back while Gratilda sliced his throat open, eh? Oh, but who's got time to think on the past? That way lies danger, I say. I only know that these orcs are a thirsty lot. It's my job to keep my head down and the whiskey flowing.
Let's discuss the armory key.
What about it? I can't say I know a thing about the armory, but save bringing the occasional flagon to the guards there. But I've delivered a drink from barracks to bridge in the course of my work.
How do we do this? You can tell me what you know about the armory key now, or I can ask Gratilda to take up the matter for me. See if we can win this.
Come now. No need to disturb the All-Mother with this little trifle. I'll tell you what I know, and it happens to be quite a lot. I did happen upon the key while I was making my rounds. I wasn't sure to what end the orcs were using that armory, so I thought it best to keep its keys safe and sound. It's in a locked chest in the cellar below this very tavern. The key to the chest is yours, but I beg you not to reveal my treachery. I've grown rather attached to my eyelids after all. What can I do you for?
So you're a purveyor of whiskey, are you?
That I am. But I'll tell you, I never served a lot quite like these Goliaths. They drink like elephants and pay like... well, they don't pay at all. Then again, I can't say I mind this little arrangement too terribly. The happier they are, the longer I evade the rack and the scroll. Each glass brings us closer to the last of the whiskey, though. My bowels shrink when I think what'll happen when we get to the bottom of the last barrel. We've already exhausted the tavern supply, but I've been pilfering from my old buddy Glenn's stores. I doubt he'll mind, seeing as he was one of the first orcs sunk their claws into. Now that was a man dedicated to fine liquor. Knew all there was to know about distilling whiskey, he did. Oh, what I'd give for a barrel of Glenn's good stuff now. These orcs wouldn't know what hit 'em. Yes, right away.
So he's running out of whiskey. So he might need some help to make whiskey.
You've got to the count of
So there's a few things going on now we've found out.
looking rather fleshy, Resk. Have you always been such a gluttonous idler?
So depends what order we want to do them in.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Don't talk to the small boat.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
What do you call that?
I order of the order.
So what we could do
Just the one coin for me.
Seven's my lucky number.
is follow this blood stain.
By the goddesses, take some part.
So he said one of his brothers had disappeared. And we follow the blood stain.
I need to dry off. I spotted something. I spotted something.
So we need proof that the orcs had something to do
I
with
spotted something interesting.
his missing brother.
Well, what's this? Spotted.
I think we can just walk past these people.
Mountain apes, orcs. Your kind not welcome. Go, or you will bleed.
How about I'm not a word of Jahrl's man, but an immaculate in my own right. Let's try that. Oh, bit sneaky.
Brothers, human speaks the tongue of all mothers. A welcome guest. Yes, travel freely, brother.
What can you tell me about this temple?
We do not inspect, we only guard. Brother Gordag selected this place for his own special purpose, and so we stand.
Why do you stand guard here?
Brother Gordag has beckoned us to stay. A terrible thing to lose a horn. Now the All-Mother will never select him for her chosen.
So, the blood stain
I found something.
leads up here.
Well, what's this I've
My
spotted?
kingdom for a dry shirt.
The trail ends at this grate. If bloodloss didn't kill the sorry fellow, surely the fall did.
That's the knight's tomb beneath here. I guess it'll be more than one mystery we uncover within its depths.
So what do we have here? So it seems like
The grate is set over a long, narrow vent. A corpse may have fit through its bars, but a living body would find it quite unpleasant.
right, so we need to find a way down
Careful,
there.
comrade. I think I sense a sword.
So in the next video let's continue the search for these Immaculate's brother. So it looks like the orcs did steal the bloodstones, and let's find out. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're enjoying, please hit the like button and subscribe to help the channel grow. But until next time, take care.